Dude, I hate when people say, oh, other content creators don't like you. Okay, so, and? Dog, I don't care about other neckbeards not liking me. I made my channel so I can shut down their false narratives. I made this channel so I can shut them up. I made this channel so I can shut down their stupid lies that they tell the wrestling world. I needed my own voice. That's why I made this channel. Bruh, I hate people. I don't like anybody else on YouTube, actually. I don't like people. I hate people. I don't hang out with anybody in my real life. So what made you think I'm going to be buddy-buddy with anybody else on YouTube? I hate people. Hence why I don't do interviews with anybody. Because I hate people. I don't like people. I hate people. I made this channel so I can have my own voice. So I can make my own narratives. So I can put the truth out there. And not rely on somebody else that don't love professional wrestling. You know, now that I look back at it, I think I changed my mind. I really can't see Roman Reigns losing both his titles, his 2-year streak, at a UK pay-per-view. Now that I look back at it, I can't see that happening. Why would he lose this special Undertaker-like, Goldberg-like streak at a UK pay-per-view? You spent years and years building this guy up in the United States. Wouldn't it be more special for Roman to lose at a WrestleMania? Can you imagine Goldberg, while he was in WCW, losing his streak in a different country? Can you imagine The Undertaker losing his WrestleMania streak in a different country? I can't see it. Can you imagine Asuka losing her winning streak in a different country? Hell, even Walter lost his streak in the United States. Like, he lost in front of American people. I can't see Roman Reigns losing in a different country. I feel like that's like dropping the ball on his whole career. That's dropping a ball on his whole streak. I feel like the American fans deserve to see Roman Reigns be dethroned in the United States, in the biggest pay-per-view that the WWF has to offer, and that's WrestleMania, right? Why would you waste his special streak on a non-United States pay-per-view? You owe it to the American fans to see this guy lose on United States ground, United States soil, right? It's like, bro, this would be a big deal if Roman loses. He has to lose in the United States, right? I mean, that would make no sense if he were to lose in the UK. I've never seen a winning streak this special being wasted in a different country. Goldberg, Asuka, Walter, The Undertaker. Now that I look back at it, I can't see him losing in a different country. I can't see it. Once again, you smart marks have been exposed as nothing more than agenda-driven Triple H ass kissers. And look, I love Triple H. I think he's a very talented, smart guy. He's actually my second favorite heel of all time next to Rick Rude. So I do got mad love for Triple H. But when it comes to you smart marks, you just keep on exposing yourself ever since he has taken over as just nothing more than just fake haters. Fake haters of the old WWF. And it's crazy. I had this one idiot say, hey, look what they're doing with Dakota Kai. Didn't you say that the WWE didn't see any potential winner on the main roster? Some idiot actually told me that today. I'm like, what? Dog, she was fired because they didn't see anything in her on the main roster, you idiot. She was fired. You're fired. She was fired because they didn't see any money on the main roster. She was fired by Bruce and Vince and Johnny Ace. Now she's back because of Triple H. Dum. I made a video about how Triple H will bring back all his favorites from the old NXT. Where have you been at? Huh? Look, bruh, take out Triple H's dick out your mouth. We don't pander, we don't kiss ass over here. I don't. You see, now the tables have turned now. You see, I have all the power now. You can't tell me nothing. Like that Kanye West song. You can't tell me nothing. You know why? Because you idiots were complaining about how the crowd was dead. The crowd was dead for the new Triple H era. Don't you think that's a sign of things to come in the near future? Don't blame the Houston crowd. That's a great, hard-working crowd. Don't blame them. Don't get mad at them because they don't like what they were seeing. You're getting mad at them? Okay, why didn't you get mad at the past Raw crowds who didn't make any noise? Oh, because that was the Vince era. Now we're in the Triple H era. You think it's the crowd and not the product itself. Ain't that kind of the definition of contradicting yourself? There's nothing has changed with this roster. It's the same roster. Same roster. See, you keep on exposing yourself. You know why I said the tables have turned now? Anybody who was caught defending and praising this Raw in Houston, you are now called a E-drone. That's what you are now. The tables have turned now. Now, I can call you idiots E-drones now. See, now I can call you people WWE fanboys. The tables have turned now, man. How do you feel about that now? Am I defending Raw? Nope. It's exactly what I was afraid of. Long-winded matches that nobody wants to sit on their asses and see. Nobody wants to see long matches. Long matches that don't really mean anything. Nobody wants to see that. So by you defending what you were seeing and blaming the great, hard-working Houston crowd, yes, you are called a WWE fanboy. You see, that's what I'm going to be calling all y'all now. Anytime I see a Raw or a SmackDown that's exactly the same as from the Vince era, or probably worse, and you defend it, guess what? I'm going to call you a E-drone, a WWE fanboy. See, make up your mind now, huh? Yeah, huh? Tables are turned now. I have exposed you idiots. You see, it turns out I was never a WWE fanboy. Facts on facts on facts. You have been exposed, not me. I've been exposed as a truth teller, as a neutral truth teller. You've been exposed, not me. You've been exposed as a fake WWE hater. You were just following an agenda from your favorite Smart Mark version podcasters. Who gets no pussy, who does not hit the gym. You have been brainwashed by them. Because now, apparently, since the Triple H era has begun, everything he does has been defended. Everything he does is the gospel. Why is that? That makes zero sense. You think this was a great Raw? If it was such a great Raw, then how come the Houston crowd didn't make noise? Right? You see, you can't force a crowd to like what you put out. It's either they like it or they don't. You can't force them to like what they're seeing. And by the way, when it comes to Dakota Kai, and when it comes to all of Triple H's old black and gold NXT wrestlers, listen, wake up. He's not going to push them. You know what's going to happen? The only thing he's going to do with them, he's going to feature them on TV in the mid-card. He's going to make sure they have good matches, but he's not going to push them like main eventers. Instead of being in catering during the Vince era, they are going to be on TV in the mid-card having, work rate matches. They are going to be used in a respectable manner in the mid-card, but they're not going to be stars. You know why? Because Triple H will be exposed for nepotism if he were to do that. It's like, oh, the only reason you're giving these girls or guys pushes because they are your old NXT darlings. See, if he does that, he will be exposed, and he can't do that. So, pump the brakes. He will not push your old black and gold NXT wrestlers to the moon. He's not. It ain't gonna happen, Captain. You see, the audience didn't pop not one time for any of the matches. They didn't pop for Bayley's new faction or anything that was deemed to be new. They didn't pop for nothing. Now, when it comes to Io Sky, look, man, she's a very good wrestler. She's talented, right? But she ain't Gail Kim. She ain't Asuka. Look, bruh, she's talented, but she would never have a connection with the main roster casual audience. It's never gonna happen. Get that out of your mind. She's not Asuka. She ain't Gail Kim. So, wake up. But you just been exposed, man. If you think this was a good Raw, it's like, bro, you were a WWE fanboy that was in hiding these past couple of years, that was brainwashed by your favorite smart mark podcasters who gets no women. Yeah, you was brainwashed by them, but we all knew all you guys, all you people are all WWE fanboys and eat drones. You just was hiding it to push a agenda that Vince was doing a bad job, but that Houston crowd, look, man. Hashtag thank you, Houston. Hashtag thank you, Houston. Look, man, when it comes to casuals, we have made the WWF what it is today. Not smart marks, casuals. I'm a casual, right? I'm a casual viewer of professional wrestling. If it wasn't for me, there would be no Stone Cold Steve Austin. There would be no Kane. There would be no Brian Pillman, The Rock, Kane, Taker, Randy Orton. There would be no, there would be none of those guys if it wasn't for guys like me, casuals. Casuals pushed Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, let me explain that. Smart Marks made Johnny Gargano what he is today. Smart Marks made Adam Coleslaw what he is today. And where did that get them? Out of the WWF. Right? So which side are you on? Because it seems like all you smart marks, when you push your favorite wrestlers, eventually they get moved out of the WWF or they don't get over on the main roster. But when it comes to casuals, dog, us casuals, if it wasn't for us, there would be no John Cena. Right? If it wasn't for us, there would be no Mick Foley. There would be no New Age Outlaws. If it was for casuals pushing them, we pushed them. Smart Marks, they pushed guys like Aleister Black, guys like that, Keith Lee, dudes like that. Where are they at now? Right? Casuals make the world go round. Casuals make the wrestling world go round. Without casuals, there is no WWF. Smart Marks did not build the WWF. If it wasn't for casuals, there would be no Shawn Michaels, there would be no Triple H, there would be no Hulk Hogan, there would be no Bret Hart. If it wasn't for casuals, there would be no Randy Savage, Ultimate Warrior, Goldberg, right? You see, when it comes to Smart Marks, they pushed Dean Malenko, Jerry Lynn, Yeah, how good did that go? See, we pushed Rob Van Dam. That's who we pushed. We pushed a prime Y2J Chris Jericho. That's what we're into. Guys like that with a connection with the audience without having to wrestle. RVD had a connection with the audience without actually wrestling. Right? It doesn't matter how good you're on the ring. That does not mean you have a connection with the audience. That don't mean a damn thing. That Houston crowd told you, look, man, we're not all about these 20-minute matches and these work rate stuff. We are not about that. We want to see sports entertainment. We want to see comedy segments that will make kids laugh, segments that will make kids be entertained, segments that will make adults laugh and be entertained. Vince knew what the crowd wanted. Right? Dog, don't blame the Houston audience. Blame yourself. It's quite simple. Work rate stuff does not fit on the main roster. Take that crap to AEW. It don't work here, man. And do you realize just how much of an influence Vince McMahon had within the WWF? Look, people are always telling me they are no longer going to watch the WWF because Vince is gone. You don't realize how big of a stronghold he has with the audience. Dude, the audience still cheers him. His last couple appearances since those allegations, they were still cheering him, bowing down to him. So no, this whole so-called change, that audience is not ready for change. They still love Vince. And if Triple H don't put on a product that rivals a Vince McMahon book show, they are going to turn against him. The casual audience, look, the smart mark audience will never overtake the main roster casual audience. It's never going to happen. Casuals make the world go round, just like that Ice Cube song with the West Side Connection. With the gangsters make the world go round. Let's switch up those lyrics. Casuals make the wrestling world go round. West Coast all day, man. Casuals make the wrestling world go round. It's not smart marks. Smart marks are about to kill AEW. Actually, smart marks are about to kill AEW. Let's just keep it all the way 100. How long will TNT be patient with the low ratings of Dynamite on the fact that AEW can barely reach 1 million per week? How long can they keep that up? Because what will the excuse be in year 5, year 6, year 7? What will the excuse be? You people are going to say AEW is still a new company 20 years from now. I guarantee it. Look, man, you WWE fanboys, yeah, you are now fanboys now because you are now defending everything Triple H does. You defended SummerSlam. You defended this Raw. And Houston told you they didn't like the show. Too many matches, too many work rate matches. They didn't like the show. Don't blame them, blame you. You have bad taste in wrestling. Casuals, we like Brian Pillman. Hence why Brian Pillman cut a promo saying how much he does not like smart marks. That promo, that was a work shoot. He really means it. He really meant it. He does not like smart marks. I don't either. Smart marks, they have killed professional wrestling within the past 7-8 years. Hell, when it comes to smart marks, you guys almost killed the career of Roman Reigns. Thanks to CM Junk. Right? Look, man, when it comes to you fake, in disguise WWE drones, it's like, look, I will compare you to this one song by 2 Chainz featuring Sway Lee. Poor fool, streets don't love you like I do. I said close your mouth and eat. When you make your paper, then you make your own rules. My mama always said, hey, poor fool, damn, streets don't love you like I do. All you people are poor fools. All you Triple H kiss assers, you guys are just poor fools that don't know nothing about wrestling. You just want to hate because everybody else hates what the WWF has done within the past 4, 5, 6, 7 years. But at the end of the day, you have to listen what the audience wants. You gotta listen to what the paying customers want. Vince knew what the hell he was doing. See, you smart marks used to criticize how they used to pipe in noise. When you hear this Houston crowd, yes, you should have piped in some noise. You see, Vince McMahon was a genius. Pipe in noise so the people at home could think the crowd is lively. You see, he was a smart genius. He was a mad genius. Oh, so now you want to take away the crowd noise? Okay, if you do that, all you're doing is exposing the fact that none of your roster is over. Right? It's quite simple. Everybody has been exposed. So now, every week, the new trend is you have to defend Raw no matter what. Because Triple H is in charge now, right? Everything he does is the gospel. You see, I love Triple H, but you smart marks, you will eventually make him Tony Khan 2.0 in terms of making him walk on water. He does not walk on water. It's like, damn, man, you hate Vince that bad to the point where anything Triple H does is an upgrade? I don't see it. Dog, like, I seen this Raw, and it's like, what's so special? Obviously, the crowd didn't like it. The audience speaks volumes. The audience is the lifeblood of your show. And if they are not making any noise, don't get mad at them. Get mad at yourselves. Get mad at the product that they are watching. They don't like what they're seeing. Don't blame them. Don't act like, oh, Houston sucks. Texas sucks. Kevin Owens is right. Nah, bruh. Put some respect on Texas' name. Real talk. Put some respect on Texas' name. Like, bruh, what's the excuse? Texas is a wrestling town. Ask Booker T. Have you ever heard of Houston wrestling from the 1980s? Like, bruh, Houston, Texas as a whole, that is a pro wrestling state. Dusty Rhodes is from Texas. It's like Stone Cold is from Texas. Shawn Michaels is from Texas. Taker is from Texas. Booker T is from Texas. That is a wrestling town. So if they are not making any noise in Houston, a wrestling town like that, there's something wrong. Don't blame them. Blame the damn product. They didn't like what they were seeing. Long damn matches, like long matches, and look, the only time they made noise was with Edge. That's the only time they actually made noise was with people that they were familiar with these past 20 years, these past 15, 20 years. That's the only time that Houston crowd popped was when they seen a familiar, famous face like an Edge or an AJ Styles, guys like that. Casuals are familiar with mainstream wrestlers that they grew up on. That's the only time they popped. Why didn't they pop for anybody else? Right? They pop for Edge. Why didn't they pop for other people on the damn card? Nobody else. Don't blame the damn show. Like, bro, don't blame Houston. Houston did their job, man. Hashtag thank you, Houston. Hashtag thank you, Houston, for representing for the casuals. They know what wrestling that they like. Dog, Vince McMahon has been feeding us what wrestling truly is for the past 30 something years. So when you give them something different under a WWF banner, dog, I hope you know, every wrestling casual worships Vince McMahon. The fact that he's gone, it's official. The Attitude Era is officially gone, right? He built and made the Attitude Era, so when he retired, it was officially an end of an era. Fans are not ready for that. So now, that casual audience, they love Vince. They worship Vince. They didn't give a damn about the allegations. Let that sink in. So be very, very careful, because they are going to hold these Raws and these SmackDowns to a high standard. If they don't like what they see, they are going to say, well, I don't think Triple H is on the level of a Vince McMahon. Just stay tuned. The casual audience is going to compare these Raws and SmackDowns to the Vince McMahon era. You're going to see. Dog, how much can you lie on Triple H? How much can you lie for him? Because we are going to pay attention to these ratings for SmackDown and for Raw. We are going to pay attention. If they don't budge, if they don't change, but you still praise the show, you are now a WWE fanboy and a WWE drone and a Triple H kiss ass. Yep, you are now a WWE drone and a kiss ass if you are caught defending these Raws and SmackDowns if they have the same level of TV ratings with the Vince era. We are going to compare this era to the Vince era when it comes to TV ratings. If they don't budge, but you still defend it, you still defend the quality of the shows, that means you are fake. That means you are nothing more than a WWE fanboy and a Triple H ass kisser. And you are part of the problem. You see, I told you, I am a neutral guy. So how do you feel now, calling me a E-drone and a fanboy? Because now the tables are turned. Now I'm calling you a fanboy of the WWE. Now I'm calling you a ass kisser. The tables are turned now. You can't call me nothing now. You can't call me nothing. What? Are you gonna call me a AEW fanboy? You can't. You definitely can't do that now. You can't call me a fanboy of the WWF. Because I'm on the side of Houston. They didn't like what they saw. Hence why they didn't make no noise. Because they didn't like what they were seeing. So what do you have to say now? It's very disrespectful to blame the audience. It's like, okay, how about this comparison? So by your logic, you're saying the crowd is dead. Okay, What if you go to the Laugh Factory? What if you go to a comedy show and the comedian is not funny? Right? So, should that comedian blame his bad jokes, or should that comedian blame the audience for not being lively? Who's to blame? Is it his bad jokes, or the crowd just don't like him? It's the same thing with professional wrestling. It's same thing as a comedy show. It's if the crowd is not laughing at the comedian, that means he's not telling good jokes. If a wrestling crowd is not making noise, it's because the show is not good as a whole. It's the same thing. Come on, man. Y'all are not ready for this knowledge, man. At the end of the day, that Houston crowd, they spoke facts without actually saying anything. You people look pretty stupid. All y'all are nothing more than WWE fanboys, bro. Now what? So now, are you going to turn on AEW? Right? Whose side are you on now? So are you going to turn on TK? Right? Are you going to turn on him? Because now, look, man, the only reason y'all was sucking his balls, the only reason y'all was sucking TK's balls is because Vince McMahon was on the other side. Now that he's not, whose side are you on now? You see, all you people have been exposed. Y'all don't love AEW. Y'all was always WWF fanboys. Y'all was just trying to push AEW for an agenda to try to make the WWF put on better shows. But y'all was always fanboys. See, y'all been exposed, man. I'm done.